Hey everybody, thanks for joining me as we take a look at your weekend forecast for October 4th through the 6th, and things are looking good. And when I say they're looking good, I mean particularly the foliage is looking good, and it's going to be a good weekend to observe foliage and see the foliage. So good weekend to be out there, good weekend to be enjoying, good weekend to be outside. Here's what's going on across the country. Things relatively quiet right now. We've got a bit of a front here. This is going to approach and come through overnight tonight. With a few sprinkles, although most of it's going to kind of die out and go to our north. We may not actually see any rain in southern Vermont, but there's a possibility of a few sprinkles with this. And then another system to our west, which is going to kind of race across the country. The pattern has gotten more active in the northern stream. And so that means instead of kind of being stuck in these long periods where nothing happens, we do have slightly variable weather. But this front will also come through overnight Sunday. So Sunday is nice, and then after midnight there's a chance of some rain. May linger with some showers into Monday, but basically other than that, nice weekend weather for us. Few clouds around, but mostly sunny skies today. Bit of a boundary layer here, a little bit of activity and some rain, maybe eventually the organization of a storm, maybe not too, in the Gulf of Mexico. There's going to be a lot of heavy rain right along the Gulf Coast. Shouldn't make its way up into the hard hit areas in the southern Appalachians. So hopefully that will be the case, that all of that stays to the south. It seems like it probably will. That's a good thing. They're still very much in recovery mode. They're going to be in recovery mode, unfortunately, for a long time across western North Carolina, South Carolina, northern Georgia, eastern Tennessee. Yeah, tough circumstances and settings there. Let's take a look at what's happening in terms of that boundary. Here's that big kind of boundary layer front. It's going to be pushing through today. It's a weak boundary. It's not going to cool off that much, but it will be a little cooler. We've been quite warm, quite a bit above normal here with temperatures. And again, today we'll be in the 70s. So quite warm for this time of year. We are going to knock about 5 degrees off of that for tomorrow and on Tuesday. So we'll be more like mid to upper 60s as opposed to low to mid 70s, or low 70s, I should say, today. So yeah, but still nice. And again, right now there's particularly a little bit of a thunderstorm complex here. This is going to kind of die out throughout the day. And I think this front, for the most part, will mostly just be a couple of sprinkles. May not even actually rain overnight. Nothing we need to worry about at all. Happen while it's dark anyway, while you're sleeping. So not really an issue. We still continue to be quite dry here. If we take a quick look at the overall upper level pattern, you can see that things have gotten a lot more active. There's a lot of different waves. We've got one here over Alaska. We've got one approaching the northwest. We've got our front here. It's sort of going to be reinforced. And this is all moving quite quickly now as the pattern has definitely become more active. And so that means that we have more chances for fronts to come through, more chances for our weather not to just kind of be stuck under a big high pressure system for weeks. Now, nobody's complaining about the big high pressure systems. Our weather has been very nice for September, kind of this extended or late summer kind of weather that we've had all through the month. It's been very nice. But it looks like that being in that kind of pattern has definitely shifted. Although we don't see a ton of rain on the horizon, we will be a little bit cooler next week. Our first touch of some cooler air. Lows, instead of being in the 50s, which is very warm for a low this time of year, we'll be back down into the 30s, which is actually kind of more typical. Actually, our average low is probably in the upper 30s this time of year. We could see a frost next week, so just kind of keep an eye out for that, although maybe not. It's going to be kind of close, like next Tuesday, Wednesday. Tuesday night, Wednesday night would be the nights that we have a chance for that to happen. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we go. Here's the front this evening. Here's the front as it's kind of sliding. As you can see, it kind of slides to our north, and it will be kind of sliding to our north, so we will not see a ton of rain from it. High pressure behind it will be nice, and so tomorrow we'll have a few clouds left over in the morning, and then that will become more and more sunny throughout the day. Sunday, overnight, Saturday night into Sunday, clear skies, and then very sunny on Sunday. Maybe a couple of late day clouds as we approach our next front, which is on Sunday evening, with a pretty strong low pressure way up north by Hudson Bay, but it will sweep through a little bit more significant of a front. This front has more of a chance to give us some showers. I think we will all get a decent amount of rain, not maybe a quarter inch of rain at least out of these showers, maybe even a thunderstorm, but it wouldn't happen. Rain doesn't happen until after midnight on Sunday evening, so still pretty decent with this system. There is high pressure behind it, but we kind of get a bit of a cutoff low to our north and east, which will kind of spiral in cooler temperatures from Canada and also some cool area, especially aloft which will give us a chance for some like pop-up showers. So Monday morning, we may linger with some rain, but Sunday itself is very nice before that. Let's take a look at the actual forecast. Today, temperature is about 73 for an average on high. Some of us will be a little bit warmer, some a little bit cooler, depending on your elevation. A mix of sun and clouds, but a pretty decent day. A few sprinkles overnight tonight. Again, a lot of us probably don't even see any rain. Lows in the low 50s. Again, that's quite warm. Both of these temperatures quite warm. Tomorrow, this is even still a little bit above average. We're probably low 60s would be our average high this time of year, but we've been quite warm. So Saturday, we're nice with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s with a mix of sun and clouds, getting sunnier throughout the day. By the afternoon, we're basically full sun. We do clear out and we get a little cooler, 42 for a low on Saturday, which is cool but not cold, and definitely pretty good. On Sunday, we have temperatures, again, about 67, a full sun day, maybe a cloud or two late in the afternoon as that front approaches. But the front's mostly, we're talking right before evening that we would potentially see that. And then we're looking at overnight with some rain, mostly after midnight. This is going to be light rain, not light to moderate. There could be a heavier shower briefly with it, but it's basically not going to be a washout or anything like that overnight. And Monday, we could still have some lingering showers with this. We'll have to keep an eye on that, but nothing too significant. Temperatures overnight in the low or in the upper 40s. Behind that, again, we are a little bit cooler. Let's take a look at those highlights for the week. Good weather during the days this weekend, a few sprinkles overnight tonight, and some rain Sunday night after midnight. Clouds clear by midday Saturday from tonight's front. Foliage is at peak. It's as good as it's going to get, so get out there and enjoy it. Probably this weekend is definitely the best weekend. We'll probably start to be a little bit past peak by next weekend, although still be really nice for next weekend. So really these next 2 weekends are like the best. And then as we get beyond that, it's still some pretty good color. And depending on, we're just kind of hoping that we don't get any real high winds or any real heavy rain, and the leaves will stick around for a little while through mid-October, but we'll kind of have to see on that. But this weekend's going to be spectacular. Some of our coolest temperatures of the fall to begin next week, especially like Tuesday, Wednesday. Not cold, certainly no hard frost or freezes or anything like that, but a chance of frost, and we haven't really had any frost. Actually, our coldest temperature so far this fall happened back in early September when we had some cool nights back then, but basically since then we've been pretty warm. Okay, that's a look at your weekend forecast. Here is a quick shout out to my patrons. I want to thank them for supporting the channel. If you're interested in becoming a patron, there's a link in the description below, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I would encourage you to do so. It helps make sure you don't miss any of my videos. We'll see you again on Monday with a look at your work week forecast.